and welcome back to Large Buttered Popcorn. I am Freya.
And I'm Kalani.
And this is the podcast where we discuss movies that we've seen at the movie theatre this week and just say our opinions of them. This week we've got a handful of movies to discuss, quite a lot of like independent movies that haven't had too big of a wide release.
Yeah.
Which we're excited to share our thoughts about with you. At home this week, we haven't really watched. Did we watch any movies at home this week?
I don't think so.
We're kind of been slacking on our at home movie watching, but yeah. Anything else you want to add before we jump straight into things?
Nah. Let's jump into it.
We're just gonna jump straight into it. First, we're going to discuss The Invite, directed by Olivia Wilde. This stars Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde, Penelope Cruz, and Edward Norton.
Small cast.
And I rated it a 5, and Kalani rated it a 4.5.
Yeah.
So, do you want to share your opinions of it first?
Okay, yeah. The Invite, it's really good. It's really funny. It's a little biting too. It's really solid.
It's a like very dramatic, very like dark comedy. It's already like at least in the top 5, in my top 5 favorite movies of the year.
Okay.
It's awesome. Like everyone in it's like we were discussing on the way home from it. Like this movie like reminds us that like Seth Rogen can act. Like
yeah, he's kind of put in this like limited scope, but he operates really well inside of it.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It really feels like a play while you're watching it.
Yeah.
You know, you're in one setting this whole time essentially.
And you get familiar with it.
And you get familiar with the layout of the house or the apartments, and you know you get to know all 4 of these characters really intimately. And you're basically on screen with these 4 characters for essentially 2 hours, so you really get to like feel what drives them, and like and also like the main driving point of the whole movie is like everyone's relationships with each other. Like obviously it's 2 couples, and you know, The Invite, if you've seen the trailer, this isn't spoiling too much, but you know, the premise is that one couple invites the other couple to, you know, join them in a sexual escapade, and everything else that happens in the movie is what ensues. And, you know, going into this, from the trailer especially, you probably think there's going to be like some twists and turns. Maybe it's going to be darker than it makes out. You know, sometimes like you feel a little unsure about Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton's
you have a lot of
characters'
questions
intentions
going in.
But it's at the end of it ends up kind of a mundane movie, and that's kind of what I like about it so much.
Yeah, it's a relatively low stakes movie, but it's very personal, and because of that, the stakes end up being surprisingly high. In the movie, there's 2 couples. One basically invites the other to a dinner party, and the main couple, Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen, they got this. There's an obvious tension there that ends up ensuing in very hilarious ways, very uncomfortable ways, and also very relatable ways. You know, while you're watching them again, it's like guys be like, women be like, relationships, and that kind of familiar feeling ends up being very scary.
Yeah.
Not jumping straight into things, but it plays on these relationship these things, these feelings and relationships that arise in different ways for different people, and you know, these characters, they feel real.
Yeah. I feel like it's like just a really, really great movie. I don't have anything really else to like say about it because it's just so good, and I want people to go see it. The cinematography is really good.
Oh, cinematography is
great. It
great.
really like shows like Olivia Wilde's like directing chops. along with her acting, like she's a fun actress. And like,
I guess if I had to pick a name out of the hat to, no, I don't feel like besmirching any of these performances. It's all great.
It feels like since the Don't Worry Darling like controversy, people have been like super down on Olivia Wilde, which is weird because we watched Don't Worry Darling like a few months back, and like it was fine. It was like a good movie.
It's pretty good, yeah. I liked it.
So I think it was just I think it all like leads back to like her relationship with Harry Styles, where people are like weird about that.
Yeah. Like no, if we watched Don't Worry Darling in theaters, I would have left a good impression.
She's great. Her directing was great. There was a lot of like really like beautiful shots.
Oh, every single line of dialogue in this movie is fire.
Yeah,
there's not a miss. There's not a miss.
And it makes me want to check out the other adaptations, because I know that this started from a play and it's been adapted from like in like a bunch of countries of like.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see other
like doing this. So I'm interested to see the other adaptations of it.
Be very cool. Yeah. I guess we're both avoiding spoiling anything significant for this one since it's a relatively new release.
Yeah, and like
it's worth watching.
That's like is personally my favorite part of the movie. Is like the part that we're trying to avoid spoiling. So
yeah,
like if you're interested in the twist, go see it, because I don't really want to. I don't really want to reveal the twist.
So enjoy this movie. See it in theaters if you can. See it on streaming if you can. It's good. It's very good. I won't say you won't regret it, but it's very awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next we are going to discuss Rose of Nevada. This is directed by Mark Jenkin and stars George Mackay, Callum Turner, Francis Meiji, and I rated it a 2.5 and Kalani rated it a 3.
Okay.
So I'll start off with this one. This is like an interesting premise. This is like a very small movie. I think at our AMC it only had like a very, very limited run.
Once a day.
Yeah, we did go see it at Sunray Cinema. And it's filmed in like 16mm film. So you get that like very like rustic film aesthetic. Like it literally like
every shot in this movie feels close.
Yeah, and like it's in that like square like
aspect ratio.
Yeah. And it essentially like the beginning of the movie is essentially like in this like rundown old fishing town in England, and a lot of these towns, especially like up north, it happens to like these towns where like the fishing industry just dies, and then like where at one point when this city had money coming into it, it was quite prosperous and thriving, and then the people who were left behind and who lived there just like struggle to like find ways to make money. And this kind of follows this main character of George Mackay, and he is essentially like a young dad who one day falls through his house's roof trying to fix it, and all of a sudden like needs this money to fix the roof, so agrees to like go on this trawler that's it's a very rare trawler that's coming out of the city, and then like also joined by Callum Turner, and they time travel back into this like time when the fishing industry was more thriving.
So kind of going off that premise, this movie, both these characters get on this fishing boat and are transported maybe like 20 years ago at some point in the 90s or 80s, where they interact with the people that were in that town in the past, and they've assumed the identities of the people in the town's past that have been lost, that died, either one from suicide, one from being on the ship. They assume their identities, as in Callum Turner turns into like the way that they see them is that he's now this woman's husband, and there's a woman in the present that's lost her son years ago. She's kind of lost it. George Mackey now is now assuming this role for them as their lost son that committed suicide, and so they're stuck in this point in time. And one of these characters, Callum Turner's, his character in the present didn't have anything. It looked like he looked to either be a drifter or homeless, didn't have any real connections in life. Meanwhile, George Mackey's character had a partner and a child.
Yeah.
And so they get stuck there, and George Mackey's character is going insane because he wants to get back to his family.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Callum Turner's character, he didn't have anything. Now it seems like he's got something. Yeah. And so he's comfortable. And
Callum Turner's character's like kind of acting like nothing. Like he's he alluding to the fact that he knows that they've time traveled back, but he's kind of like
seems
acting
unbothered.
as if like he's unbothered, but also like acting as if it never happened. He's like, oh, that's like, don't call me Liam, that's not my name.
Yeah.
And then also the captain of the trawler is like also like alluding to if like he knows something happens, and every time like they go out and come back on the boat, he's like, oh, it's time to go home to mother, and it's like he's like teasing George Mackey's
Everyone
character.
was playing in his face.
Yeah, basically being like, oh yeah, maybe we'll go back this time.
At some point, George Mackey, so he's going insane because everyone around, he's stuck in a different time. The only other two people that came from are being insane, so he's kind of going crazy. He's desperate. At some point, he's like, I guess I'll just kill myself because like fuck. I mean, it's supposed to happen anyway, right?
Yeah.
So this movie, that along and short, that's like the plot sans the ending. So a lot of this movie is kind of just about kind of the vibe, just kind of sitting on this atmosphere because it's a pretty slow movie, and it's intentionally so, but it's also like, but that 16mm film. And the kind of very slow pacing and very like kind of ominous, very, very kind of dreamy pacing.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of very creative ways to try to show just this town that's been lost to time.
Yeah.
Very creative way, very very English way. I think of trying to show this vibe.
It was very interesting. It's extremely slow though, I would say. It's an interesting premise, and it's fun to see these like creative choices in this movie. But then like by the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, did this really pay off? I get what they were trying to do. I get the story. I get, I get the aesthetic that they wanted to like bring to the movie theater with this. But did it pay off in my mind? I'm not 100% sure. It's more like something that I like in theory, but then on paper when I'm watching it, I'm like, this movie it's I'm kind of like not enjoying this.
I understand. I liked it more than I didn't, but I don't think I'd want to rewatch it.
Yeah,
it was interesting it was definitely interesting to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to like see Callum Turner in like a more what feels more like independent and intimate kind of movie. That was really fun to see.
Maybe more of a focus on like the performances could have elevated this, because I don't think there's like a bad performance in here, but it didn't. The vibe and the kind of cinematography and everything around kind of trying to capture that vibe maybe left it with maybe like a little less of a human element than that maybe would have gotten a bit more.
It felt like the movie felt like it was trying to be very human and again like intimate, but when I'm looking back on it, I'm like, did it feel that way? Like a lot of especially outside of George Mackey and Callum Turner, like the kind of like side characters, their performances are a little unmemorable, and they don't really in some ways they don't really give authentic at times, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm watching a real snapshot of 1993 fishing town England, or like early 2010s 2000s England, like poverty-stricken ex-fishing town England. Sometimes it just feels a little bit strange, and also I know this was like such a small budget or that a lot of the times it feels like there's only 5 people who live in this town.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. The town just
Which I guess maybe that's like something
feel
a workaround he's going for.
I guess, but yeah,
I think something that kind of came to my mind was I think there's intent for the side characters to feel very grounded, but when I think about it in real life, I don't know people that are this boring.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think the characters are meant to be grounded, but honestly, I think real life is. I think people in real life are a little bit more interesting than that.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. And yeah, at the end of the day, it like when we got out of the movie, you were looking on Letterboxd and you saw like a review that said something like, I admire this movie more than I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's
how I feel. Like I understand everything that the director was going for, and I enjoy the ideas that, you know, if this director told me the ideas in person, I'd be like, oh wow, that seems really interesting. I'd like I think that's like really smart. I think that's clever. But then when I'm watching it like on the screen, I'm like, what's missing? There's something more that I want from this, and I just didn't end up receiving it.
Yeah, no, like it feels like it's just missing a little bit of sauce, because when I think of individual snapshots of the things I liked in this movie, it's like, oh yeah, they were playing this guy's face. Yeah, I love that gets me on board, but I needed a bit more.
Yeah, I unfortunately I don't want it. Unfortunately, to me, felt like they blew the budget on these 2 pretty well-known actors, and then left not a lot for more of the movie.
I wouldn't know. I haven't looked up the budget, but I can definitely feel that.
No, but that's just what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know the budget either, but
yeah,
you know, there's like these 2 pretty well-known actors, and then all the sort of side characters are unknown actors, really.
Maybe more focus on those roles.
And then like the environment and the so on and so forth, and also like the script and the dialogue just felt. It felt unfinished in a way.
Like some of the choices, I wonder if they were intentional, like, you know, making this town feel like only 5 people lived in it.
Yeah.
Because like because frankly, it seems more normal when he kind of gets back, when the pub has people in it.
Yeah.
Because in present time, that place is absolutely a ghost town. There's a lot of things that where I think it really is the case of it's missing a little something to make everything feel more intentional. We're like, oh, you know, if the characters were a little bit stronger, then like the side characters were a little bit more strong, wouldn't feel like it's a half-baked town with like 5 people living in it. It would have felt like, oh, this, you know, and there's a world where current day feels like a Silent Hill game, and then past tense feels like the Great Northern Inn at in Twin Peaks. Like there's a world where that kind of exists. And I guess it's a small production, and maybe I'm asking too much.
Yeah,
but I think there's a world where that balance gets struck, and it could just be like a little bit of sauce to really make it click for me. But it unfortunately felt like it was just missing something.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree. I think I've said what I felt about it.
Same.
Ready to move on. Yep, that's Rose of Nevada.
Yeah, interesting little movie. If it interests you, go for it.
Okay, next we are going to discuss Maddie's Secret. This is directed by John Early and stars John Early, Kate Berland, Eric Rahill, Kristen Johnson, Connor O'Malley, and others, and we both rated it a 3.
Mm-hmm. This is a neat little movie.
Yeah.
It stars John Early as the titular character Maddie, where he's playing a woman named Maddie, and you know, you go into this pretty blind.
Yeah.
Aside from knowing it's John Early and he's playing a woman. And so
I knew it had something to do with cooking as well, but I wasn't sure like the extent of that. I think I'd seen like some of the trailer, but only maybe like the first 30 seconds of it. So yeah, I knew it had something to do with like cooking.
Yeah. And so it's a real, like, I can't speak for anyone else going into this movie, but this movie was played so straight and so earnestly.
Yeah,
It almost caught me off guard. Where for the first 15, 20 minutes, I kept on expecting I kept on expecting like a joke on him playing one, but it never came, and it wasn't the point of the movie.
Yeah, the fact that he's a man playing a woman is just played like
completely straight.
Yeah, completely straight. That she's a woman, like, and obviously there is other comedic characters, but even then, like, there's kind of reasons that you discover throughout the movie why these people act this way, and it's not just like straight up because this movie has comedic elements to it, because this movie isn't like all comedy, but like so even like the characters that are so like over the top and like comedic, you like discover kind of like why they act this way, like Connor O'Malley's character is probably the best example for me to give without giving any spoilers. Plays like the boss of this cooking social media like business, and you know, he plays like this like arrogant, cocky, you know, like over like sexual kind of boss character.
Yeah, real sleazebag.
And like it's played like right at the beginning, it's like played for laughs, and it's Connor O'Malley, so it's hilarious. But then like it's just because he's like a straight up bad guy that like he does these things.
I guess it's okay to give the actual like content of the movie.
Yeah.
So this movie isn't about Maddie's secret is not that she's secretly trans or anything like that. It's just a movie about it's a very earnest and honest movie about eating disorders.
Yeah.
And the secret that she struggles with is she's a I'll say YouTube chef, or she is an aspiring chef, and she has a kind of she had an eating disorder as a child, and never. It's always something you end up you deal with, but it as she kind of really settles into her career, it resurges, and it becomes a secret that she has to keep from everyone, because the character of Maddie, she's everyone thinks she's perfect. She's so nice, she's so sweet.
Yeah, everyone loves her.
But she is dealing with bulimia and this kind of thing that starts to slowly like destroy her life.
Yeah, and like
physically and mentally.
The aspects of like what she's going through is like played like straight up like it's not like dulled down. It's like kind of like they show you like straight up like what dealing with like this eating disorder is like, and the fact that like you can do irreparable harm to yourself by going through this stuff, and all of the basically all the people in her life who love her would have wanted to help. Like especially her fiance or her boyfriend.
Husband,
yeah. Her husband would have like, he would have helped, and he does help after he loves her no matter what, even after he finds out what she's been going through.
Shame can do a lot of things to people.
It's really just like she felt like she had to hide this, and like during the movie, like you do get to like the root cause of like why she feels this way, and it's like she goes through therapy, and it also doesn't hide the fact that like, of course you're hurting yourself by doing this, but like you're also hurting everyone around you and everyone who cares about you by doing this stuff, and like even to the point where like it's detrimental to like some people that she loves.
Yeah, this movie is like it's a comedy, but every aspect of this of her eating disorders is played very straight.
Yeah.
And so the movie has this like kind of dichotomy to it where you have this world filled of basically funny comedy characters. You have a man dressed as a woman, all the ingredients for wacky hijinks, and it's just this very heavy thing is happening in the middle. And it's a really I like this movie. I like what I think the message it really wants to tell people is very earnest, and it's very important.
Our really only our like criticism of the movie is it ends so abruptly. You kind of have like these heavy moments, and then all of a sudden it's like wrapped up. Maddie's going home from like the inpatient clinic.
Yeah.
You know, like life's getting good again. She's happy, and it kind of just ends like that. Like you don't really like have this like gradual like release into like like sort of back into like this comedy and this like normalness of a movie. It kind of just like is like really deep sort of horrible stuff straight into oh, she's better now, and like it's everything's happy. And
I think the movie in general, I think it gives that vibe that it feels a bit unfinished. Like even all throughout in different ways. And I know I'm sure that's due to just constraints. You know, the ending getting wrapped up. Little things like little storylines like the bear in particular kind of being incorporated.
The boar.
Don't feel fully fleshed out. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking I partly feel like this movie is meant to be a pilot or was maybe reworked from a idea for a TV show, because different aspects of this movie I think work very strongly as at this I rated this movie a 3 out of 5, but in my head if this was a series it'd be a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know, time to sit with things, time to just have some fun with some jokes, with some references. It just really at the end it just feels a bit unfinished. That's
I would
really
agree. I would agree.
Because I love what this movie does. I love what this movie wants to do. It just feels a little unfinished.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think that's why I also rated it a 3. Was just like I think it's an incredibly charming and earnest movie, and I think what John Early was trying to go for is like it's super smart and fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just feels a little unfinished, and yeah, it just could have done more, I believe.
Yeah, I hope this. I mean, it'd be really cool to turn into a series, because I'd definitely watch it, especially with like some of the performances feel very TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her friend character. Obviously.
Yeah, but I feel like she was meant to.
Yeah, the boss character. I feel very. Yeah. The whole boar, storyline. Like a lot of these feel like, you know, right? Because like frankly, like the boar thing at the end, like really that panned out to nothing at the end of the day. A lot of the like her coworker. Like these feel like characters I want to see more of.
Yeah.
All of them.
No, I would agree.
And then like second season, like her best friend character be some wacky thing. Like second season, I don't even know what that like. Chain, right. But yeah, solid movie. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next, we are going to discuss Evil Dead Burn. This is directed by Sebastian Vanisek and stars Suhelia Yakub, Tandy Wright, Hunter Doohan, Lucien Buchanan, Errol Shand, and others, and we both rated it a 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Evil Dead Burn is fun. It's a really fun time.
Could I ask you a question? What was the first Evil Dead movie you watched?
I don't remember.
Okay. I was actually curious. Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, for me, I think the first one I watched was Evil Dead Burn.
I mean, but the first one for you was Evil Dead Burn.
Rise.
Okay.
Rise. Yeah.
I think mine was like the 2013 Evil Dead.
Yeah. The reason I asked was there's been a lot of discourse in the Evil Dead community about people's reception to this, and I had seen one thing a lot of people were saying where if you love Evil Dead Rise, you probably like Evil Dead Burn less, and vice versa. And I was curious, just, you know, for both our sakes, what we watched first. Yeah. I felt like it might be something people were a little interested in before we got too deep into it.
Yeah.
But Evil Dead Burn. So this movie is very violent, very.
It's it's comedic at times, you know, it has that like over the top kind of horror that you're used to in Evil Dead, where it's like so ridiculous. It's not quite to the point where it feels like it lives up to the standard of like at least the first ones, because the demons in this one are like not cheeky like at all. Like maybe one of them is, but like the rest of them are like so kind of like subdued and placid. And also at one point there's like a demon dog, and it feels like they could have done like some hilarious stuff with this dog.
We had the first
and they just
Deadite dog.
They just like let the dog like be a crazy like little angry dog.
It jumped at her twice, and like, man, we had it felt like a real missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Why was it?
I enjoyed the fact that it was like a tie-in to like the originals, where it was like the original guy who found like the Book of the Dead and, you know, released these demons into the world. It was like his descendants who were like who were the victims of this story. And yeah, there's some creative kills. But unfortunately, like kind of like the premise of like the final gal, kind of like how she survives.
Are not likable.
Yeah, she's like not like very likable, and then also like
and sympathetic, but I don't feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel like.
Like
I'm not necessarily like I don't want her to die, but I'm not excited to root for her.
Yeah, to the point where I was like, oh, is she like just gonna die and like the demons are gonna continue to like wreak havoc on the world?
That's supposed to.
And again, it just pisses me off that they had like a dog, and like we didn't do anything funny or cheeky or fun with the dog.
Yeah.
Like the dog could have been humping on someone's legs and then like bit the leg off,
honestly,
or
like there's a grandma's leg right there,
or
the bit's there,
or like crying at the door like a little puppy and then like go crazy, but the dog did like nothing.
Yeah.
The dad character was funny, you know, like he was like over the top violent.
I kind of at some points I kind of just felt like when he was standing outside, it just felt like a kind of like a cheaper vampire movie where they're just like standing outside. Like he was just like this. Parts of this didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie. It kind of felt like this.
I agree. As well, there was like I know Bruce Campbell's like going through like illnesses and stuff right now, but like there was actually no Ash Williams mention at all, period, in this whole movie, which is like unheard of in any Evil Dead movies. Like he always has like a little bit, like in the Evil Dead Rise, he like was on the tape, like in his like little space-time continuum like area, like trying to be like, do not read the book.
Yeah.
But like this one, like he's in it, but apparently he's just like a picture on a wall, like not even like being Ash in the picture. So like that was like a little disappointing.
The final monster in this
the
like
final
sucks.
monster
I've had time to think about it. It's like it sucks.
Yeah, he's like it's like a skeleton. It literally
it literally fucking Vecna.
Yeah, he's like
Vecna
a skeleton. It literally reminds me of that one quote from like one of the like original Scary Movies where she's like, Cindy, this is a skeleton, this is bone.
Yeah.
It's like one intense gust of wind and he's done for.
It wasn't intimidating at all. Like they didn't and also the CGI unfortunately wasn't. I won't even say good. I'll say didn't feel very inspired.
Yeah,
he didn't run. All he could do was walk. They avoided animating him at times in a way that was very jarring.
Yeah, it feels like a huge downgrade from like Evil Dead Rise, where like there was more practical effects used, and like now this is just like a clearly like CGI skeleton man. And then also like there's just like some corny bits, like especially at the end of like, I guess it's trying to show like she's like healed from her trauma that her husband literally caused her, but like he like at the end after like she like kills him, he like gets his human face back and he's like, I love you, and she's like, it's not enough.
Like I appreciate them went to a like addressed domestic violence earnestly, but I kind of wanted a better one-liner.
Yeah, I
Really?
just thought it was corny.
Like I see, but if it was corny and it was like just an awesome one-liner, at least it'd be like,
yeah, but this, I mean, like, corny, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually genuinely corny, not like, funny, haha, love
Like-
it, corny.
maybe who knows? Maybe we just have too much expectations as far as like, I guess humor or levity. Where it's like, I don't know. Evil Dead Rise. I genuinely felt a sadness in the beginning when
Yeah.
and I just I didn't really feel any. I didn't feel anything for any of these characters,
Yeah.
and they weren't meant. A lot of them weren't meant to be sympathetic.
Yeah, like, everyone in this family fucking sucks.
But yeah,
like,
even
everyone sucks. Apart, like,
Even the heroine just is. She's unfortunately not like a very. The movie doesn't inspire me to.
you know what?
Enjoy her or like root for her
Yeah.
very hard. Aside from her kind of overcoming the abuse that she was put
Yeah,
through.
the only, like, likable people in this movie are the dog, which is unfortunate when the dog dies, and the
Yeah.
younger brother's girlfriend.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah.
She's just a normal person, but every single other person in this movie, including the like final girl main character, is like unlikable.
Hey, Grandma was okay. They could have done more with Grandma. Why? Could Grandma not be a little horny?
Yeah.
I don't know why she was French. I don't know why the main character is French. The actress isn't French. I don't know exactly. The Frenchness of it kind of seemed hand-fisted.
Yeah.
Actually felt like it was there for no reason. I didn't quite understand. Maybe is the director French? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a fun movie. Like that you can sense a bit of our disappointment.
Yeah.
I don't regret having watched it, but this is my personal least favorite Evil Dead.
It's a fun, again, like, it's a fun movie. It's enjoyable, but like on the surface, like, of it, I'm like, oh, this is just like a normal horror movie.
Yeah. There are good gags.
with themes of Evil Dead, but it, unfortunately for me, it just doesn't feel Evil Dead enough.
Yeah. There's plenty of like good bits in here, especially like especially there is good violence and there are good bits, but when I'm sat afterwards just thinking about the whole picture, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, like that's my it's to me it just feels like an average horror movie with good deaths, with good kills, with like cringe-worthy gore, but then it just doesn't feel Evil Dead enough for me.
It's very funny, but there's a chance we might have enjoyed this more if it wasn't Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I can accept that.
Yeah, if it was like a standalone, even if like even if it was the exact same movie with the Evil Dead themes, but they just didn't market it as an Evil Dead movie, then it would have been like a surprise of like, whoa, this is like Evil Dead, this is awesome. But like, for an Evil Dead movie, it doesn't feel Evil Dead enough.
Yeah. It could have done more for me. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was fun.
Yeah.
I know we sound very down on it, but it was fun. The violence was fun. The ear bit.
Yeah.
I know we were both sat in the chair like, that was fun. I think in my review, I think I said something. I felt like it was missing on. It was just lacking somewhere on the violence, the drama, and the humor in ways that
and that's like all the things that make Evil Dead.
Yeah, there's a balance.
If it's lacking in all three things, then what do we have apart from like an average horror movie?
Yeah. I guess I said there's a balance. No, there's an excess of everything there.
Yeah.
Some of them dial down the drama or humor in some way, but this one I guess just didn't hit that ratio for me.
Yeah. And like they do have to make this in like they have to keep like modern day audiences in mind when they're making movies. Like if they were to release, like I can't imagine what it would be like if they released the first like Evil Dead 1 And then Evil Dead 2, where they completely just rewrite the story. I can't imagine, like, what people would think about that. Like, especially, like, modern day audiences.
A bunch of people go on Twitter about how it's confusing. When you ask them, did you think it was confusing? You're describing exactly what happened.
Yeah. But so I understand that we have to make it less silly, because, you know, there is a lot of silliness in Evil Dead. But that's, like, the part of Evil Dead that most Evil Dead fans love.
Like, I remember in Evil Dead Rise where they're looking out the peephole, there's this Rube Goldberg machine of violence going on.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely, it's very violent. It's played, and, you know, script-wise, it's played straight, but watching it unfold is like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's that feeling when all this violence is happening and your thought is, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's that Evil Dead feeling for me.
Yeah, now just... If you hadn't have told me, if I hadn't gone into this movie with the image of, oh, this is Evil Dead bad, I wouldn't even be like watching this. I wouldn't even be like, oh, this is Evil Dead. There's a lot
of great things, like the smash cut to the twerking.
Yeah, that's like, if I'm being totally honest, that's like my favorite part of the movie. Like, that's the most hilarious part of the movie.
Yeah, and then, like, you know, when his girlfriend's in there, she's being a little cheeky. I was like, okay, we're almost there. And then then they take care of her, and unfortunately, that's when it's like, was that low key kind of the peak? And it kind of was.
Yeah.
It kind of was. There's still good violence, but it's not the right flavor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, we're going to talk about The Python Hunt. This is directed by Xander Robin, and it is a documentary, and I rated it 4, and Kalani rated it 4.5. Would you like to start us off with this one?
So, Python Hunt is a movie, is a documentary set in our very own Florida, within the Everglades, which is having an ongoing ecological problem of wildlife, especially small game and everything, disappearing, being endangered, going extinct. The entire environment's kind of, the Everglades is in jeopardy. And this movie centers around a particular python hunt, because and some people believe, you know, this movie presents a lot of possibilities and opinions on the state of Everglades. But the titular python hunt is this yearly hunt for the invasive python population that has infested the Everglades. That's kind of been brought in outward.
Which is arranged by the government.
It's arranged by the government, and as an initiative to kind of bring awareness and, you know, knock down the population of pythons. And, you know, nobody addresses the idea that whether that's effective or not, but you know, that's the premise. This is a documentary, and we follow a couple people. But,
you follow like a very colorful cast of people.
It felt like,
you know, even like it feels very Florida. Everyone's here for this same reason, but like the differences between them are like, some of them are like night and day.
Don't know where they found these people.
That's
Florida. Well, Florida and not Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing that really strikes me about this documentary is this felt like a very cinematic documentary.
Yeah, it was like beautiful.
This movie, it looks better than honestly, if I were to put a number to it, probably this documentary looks flat out better than half the movies we've seen this year.
Yeah, it was like wonderful to watch.
Yeah, and that's not a knock. Yeah, it's very impressive looking.
And yeah, if you
told us it wasn't a doc.
No.
Okay.
If you've like seen our previous videos where we like discuss documentaries, we've like sometimes find it kind of hard to like discuss documentaries in like depth, because all you can really talk about is like the way it looks and the story it tells. And this one, like, on all accounts, just is like knocks it out the park. It's like amazing.
Yeah, you know, because it's a current event, they don't kind of get trapped into that. Okay, we got to show text with a background. We're following real people talking, like, you know, in real time about something that's going on to which there's not a definitive answer to.
Yeah.
So we follow this different groups of people as they embark on this python hunt for all their different reasons.
Yeah.
We have I'll take the Californian, where he's just this guy who frankly is maybe looking for like a fake deep experience.
Yeah.
He's looking for an experience.
He seems to like idolize that kind of like Florida man kind of mentality.
He tries to co-opt it as a bit of a spiritual journey. He's but you know, like in absolutely the worst kind of way. You know, he's almost like the quintessential California tourist who's kind of going to another country and be like, huh, how quaint. Wow, the way they do things here is so different.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and he's a ridiculous person. I'll let you take...
Yeah, there's like a crazy old lady who like this is on her bucket list. She wants
wonderful.
to like kill a python. And she's awesome. Like she's crazy, but she's awesome.
Can I kill it? There's a what's his name that's the writer accompanying her?
Toby,
yeah.
Toby, yeah. Yeah, there's like this writer, like journalist who's like accompanying her, and he's sort of made it his mission to like basically make sure that she gets this bucket list thing done. And he's like writing about it for the whole journey and like the whole time. And, you know, from his outward appearance, you know, he just looks sort of like an average guy. But then, like, you hear some of his writings, and this guy has, like, a straight-up beautiful way with words. Like, his the way he writes is actually, like, moving. Like, the way he was describing, like, the Florida environment is, like, this is like straight up like
best prose I've heard prose I've heard from a recent release this year.
Yeah,
actually.
You were like, this is like straight up like
it's beautiful.
Moving.
I want to talk about the kind of Florida native that previously entered these python hunts. It has some insight to this because these are like real people. I'll avoid saying anything like real people that may see this. I'll avoid saying anything like too mean or too like direct, but he's very he's not allowed to participate in the python hunts anymore because he's been banned. He used to be his occupation. He kind of tells a story about how he one guy told him about a python and he came and got it from him. And then he snitched on him to the state, and so he lost his license. How true that is, I'm very skeptical because this whole movie kind of is very against the Florida government, and plenty of reasons to do that. But it comes across as if he's a bit sour grapes about the whole deal, and it feels that way the entire time. I wanna because I don't know anyone's life, I don't know his story. But it's very interesting following him because the documentary uses him to kind of explore these other viewpoints on whether the python hunt's even helpful or valid, or the other ecological things that can kind of contribute to this. And he kind of has this wide-eyed look about it that while it kind of seems halfway like he's kind of just thinking his own thing, it also kind of it allows the movie to really pose these questions open-endedly and earnestly. Yeah. There's a couple other characters in there.
Yeah, there is, but I don't want to.
I don't want to tell the whole story.
Like, go and see this for yourself.
For sure.
Like every single person in this, in this documentary don't feel like real people. So it's amazing that they are, and like I think
feels shocking how cinematic this is.
It's a real good documentary and character study into just humans. Like,
this movie's so it feels. And so going back to Rosa, Nevada, and the people feeling so boring there, I think real people are so much more interesting than just. I don't think you need to make characters boring to make them real. Yeah,
that's exactly why I'm going back to college to teach history, because history is the story of people, and people are so interesting.
Yeah, no, this is I love this documentary. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And also we saw the director's letterboxd review of his own movie.
It was very sweet.
And then when we went on his profile, one of his top 4 movies was Blue Velvet.
We can see the influence, and it's good.
You know, there's that one tweet that pisses me, especially, and Kalani, especially, and every other person who like actually has seen a David Lynch movie of like someone being like,
Would you like me to read it out real quick?
no,
Okay.
of someone being like, oh, Obsession's so good, it's so Lynchian. Girl, no, it's not. Python Hunt is. Python Hunt feels like if David Lynch made a documentary on
Florida.
the Florida Python Hunt.
This movie is very, very it's so good. I love it. Yeah, I love it. It felt like a real experience watching this wide-eyed and be like, wow, these are real people. And yeah, like I can tell, like the participants definitely indulged in the filmmaking, but I think the product's only strong. I think the movie's only stronger
also,
for it.
like it can come from a product of like people do want to play up their character when they're in front of a camera.
Everyone performs on camera.
Like
We're on the Panopticon.
Like even us, like filming this podcast, like if like
this is the real me.
Yeah, well, if like a stranger like came up to us in a movie theater and we're like, oh. Or if like the director of a movie that like maybe we like don't like that much came up to us and was like, guys, what do you think? We'd be like, oh, this is like really interesting. And then on camera here we're like, this was a bad movie.
But even then, like there's a real admiration.
Like, everyone plays themselves up in front of a camera. Some people get less confident, some people get more confident, and I feel like they just found this group of Python hunters who are just like people. Overly confident in front of the camera.
This guy shaving his facial over the course of the Python
hunt. It's awesome. He wanted to have like a real like I am reborn moment.
You're a real trip buddy, and you're funny.
But yeah, Python Hunt's awesome. Have you got anything else you want to say on that?
Nah, watch it. If you're in Florida, especially watch it. This is one that I'll actually I'll probably go out and just recommend to people. It's really good.
Especially like if you're in Florida, watch it. If you're not, still watch it because
you might enjoy it more if you're not. You might even enjoy it more if you're not from Florida. Yeah, that's what we've seen this week.
Yeah.
No, what's on the docket for next week?
Not much.
I've got a work trip, so I will be gone for the week. But when we are back. What we'll be seeing? We'll be finally seeing the Odyssey, like everyone else in the world will. There's Her Private Hell. There is Motor City. There is, I think it's a showing Hades Town.
Okay, fun.
So I think that's probably what's on the docket for next podcast, but we'll be on break for a week.
Yeah, not only a week. But yeah, that was all the movies we saw this week. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below. Let us know your opinions on any of the movies we discussed this week. Any movies you think we should check out at home. And yeah, like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.